RoboCop remake, an American superhero film released in 2014. Even though the action is kind of similar to Iron Man, but this movie is also criticized because of toning down the original movie's graphic violence. Before jumping to our main plot, I urge you to keep your lungs full with restrained air because this video is full of spoilers. RoboCop takes place in the future, probably in 2028. The movie starts with a television program called The Novak Element, in which the anchorman expresses grievances over the fact that law enforcement robots developed by Omni Corp are now being used in every country in the world except America. During the broadcast, he contacted a reporter. She shows a remote camera crew in what appears to be US-occupied Tehran, guarded by drones. As the Senate is not allowing robots on the streets because robots have no feelings and they may create disturbance for the general public, Omni Corp's CEO Raymond Sellers finds a solution: a robot fused with a human body and brain parts capable of making moral judgment calls. With the collaboration of Dr. Dennett Norton, they start finding an alternative, a cyborg police officer. However, some candidates are rejected because Norton informs Sellers that only someone stable enough to handle being a cyborg can be turned into one. They find a prototype in the sharp-jawed form of cop Alex Murphy. Before the incident, we see the Detroit police detective, Alex Murphy, try and get the illegal arms trading mafia by pretending one of the bad guys. After losing them in the shootout, he returned home. While he is having a moment with his wife, the car starts to resonate and he got caught in the blast while checking the car. With his comatose remains signed off to Omni Corp by his wife Clara, Murphy will be reformulated into the RoboCop. 3 months later, we see Murphy dancing with his wife at a party and looks as if he is totally fine. What a miracle. But wait, is he dreaming? Dr. Norton recommends his assistant to wake him up as he's fully recovered now. After getting consciousness, he gets a little nervous and crosses the Omni Corp borders. Dr. Norton shuts down his system. When he wakes up again, Doctor reveals what he now becomes. After quite some time, he understands and cooperates with Norton. They go to Omni Corp headquarters of China where he fails the initial testing runs. Dr. Norton rewired his brain to follow software rather than human impulses. The main plot of the movie starts shortly before he is unveiled in front of the police station. Dr. Norton uploaded CCTV footage and criminal records database into his brain from all over the city. He gets overwhelmed by the records and starts to malfunctioning when he sees his accident on CCTV footage. Dr. Norton fixed him by decreasing his dopamine level up to 2%. It was a colossal blunder because this treatment causes Murphy to eliminate the human factor. This essential elimination of the moral conscience makes Murphy hit on the Motor City streets. He cares about nothing but solving the pending criminal cases in America. Every time he spots a wanted criminal on the streets by accessing CCTV footage, he rides to their locations, shoots them, and then drags them off to jail. Clara grows increasingly suspicious of Omni Corp's motives, and as she confronts Murphy on the road, telling him of their son David's nightmares, Murphy ignored her and left. Dr. Norton is fascinated by seeing Murphy gradually overriding his program. While he searches about his son on CCTV footage, his dopamine level seems to be rising again. He disobeys the protocols by deciding to investigate his own murder. With the help of high-tech software, he analyzes the crime scene, reconstructing minute details from scratch. After accessing the CCTV footage, he finds the criminal that he had assumed was behind the murder already and drives off to go to shoot him. He finds Jerry with the help of CCTV, and then he goes for the mafia by tracing their phone number. Conversely, the mafia is alerted of RoboCop's arrival by a phone call. Murphy easily avenges his own murder by killing each one of them. This scene looks as if one is playing a warfare game. Then he headed for the police station, and there he kills young lieutenant because he was also involved in his murder. After learning that the chief of police was also involved, Murphy moves to arrest her, but is remotely shut down by Matox. The scene jumps to the Omni Corp facility, where the team is assured this time to get the law enforcement robots on the streets of America. But their happiness is short-lived, as Clara Murphy makes a shocking statement on the television. She said Omni Corp does not allow her to reach out to Murphy and his treatment is inhuman. Her statement was a headache for Omni Corp and a death sentence for Murphy. As the Senate legalized the law enforcement robots, Omni Corp's CEO Raymond Sellers ordered Matox to eliminate Murphy because his work has been completed. Conversely, Dr. Norton informs his lab assistant not to leave Murphy alone. Upon reaching the lab, Norton wakes the RoboCop and tells him the truth that he was in the illusion of freedom this whole time, and now, as Omni Corp has achieved its goals, they want to kill him. Conversely, Raymond Sellers tricks Clara into thinking that Murphy died. RoboCop narrowly escapes from the building and goes to destroy the Omni Corp facility, fighting his way through the drones sent to stop him. He gets seriously injured during the fight and also loses one hand, but thanks to his fellow police officers who arrive to hold off the rest of OmniCorp's forces. Maddox subdues Murphy, preparing to finish him off but killed by Lewis. Murphy then makes his way to the roof where Sellers is waiting for a helicopter with Clara and David Murphy as hostages. Murphy tries aiming him with a gun, but his suit's programming prevents him from doing so. However, he overcomes his programming long enough to kill Sellers when he overconfidently taunts him. Seller also fires upon Murphy at the same time, and the scene appears as during Crossfire Murphy also got killed. OmniCorp's parent company shuts down the project based on Norton's testimonial, much to Novak's anger. In the end, Murphy's body is rebuilt in Norton's laboratory, and he waits for Clara and David, who are coming to visit him. The ending of RoboCop remake raises some serious questions like, is law enforcement technology is necessary? As we saw, it can decrease the crime rate to minimum, but don't you think this technology will harm humanity? I guess we'll have to wait for the answers, as it was announced the series would again be rebooted with film directed by Neil Blomkamp, titled RoboCop Returns. Meanwhile, you have to tell us how you like the film. Share your best fan moments in the comments section below.